Well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of. Yeah, you noticed it too, right? So I'm doing the whole Wayne's World scream close up, whoa thing without really reading to. I don't know why. Like, I just looked at my settings and it should be like regular. Like normally, if I'm in a standard finish or something, if I go down to this, that's when I normally have the issue. But if I go back to 1080p, oh, okay, it's back now. All right, I guess I just had to reconfigure. I suppose I don't know. I'll get out of everyone's face in a second anyway, because we've got a video to review, and it is one that definitely seems very interesting. And not just because of the video itself and the fact that it's another episode of Charity, because, we've obviously seen, we've obviously seen the, the series up until now, and we're all kind of like in new territory now, but also because Josh sent me something that presumably goes along with the episode, either a pinned comment or a description, basically, that kind of invites a little bit of a picture into what the process was for this. So let's see. I am exhausted. This was by far the most effort I've ever put into a video, and even then, it's honestly really messy and not that great. By itself, this could actually be an innocent statement because, artists, like to doubt themselves, especially when they've like put a huge amount of effort into a project and that ends up, not turning out the way I expected to. That makes sense. But yeah, let's see the rest of it. But the thing is, I tried. That's what counts. Thank you all for supporting me through these times. I hope you enjoy the episode. However, there are multiple tiny inconsistencies I noticed while editing that I want to address. First of all, competition is called Voice for Hope, and my writer self slipped up while creating the script. I like the difference between the writer self and the editor self, as if they're two different personalities. Anyway, also the percentages are inconsistent. So since Miss Russo said 10% of the funds will go to the winner, we'll just take as if she was over-exaggerating to get everybody to join the competition. So essentially, innocent mistake or actual fraud. That's what we're taking away from this. I didn't know the percentages involved in this. Obviously, that's for later in the episode. I guess there's some element of professionalism applied to the singing competition. Good to know. I guess whatever the competition, all that, whatever's going on right now. I mean, it does sound like Sing for Hope or Voice for Hope does seem like a charity name. So I guess we're getting honor of the series title. Other than that, I don't really know what else we're in for, to be honest. So yeah, I am slightly concerned as well. Absolutely. Yeah. Because I've started to upload 2 Walking Wednesdays. Yes, and one is deleted now. I actually, because it like while I was uploading it from my phone, it just disappeared for me. So I uploaded it a second time just in case, and I guess that one went public too. I was lucky enough the public one got more views than the other one. So I don't know. But yeah, I changed the title on the second one, got rid of the first one. There we go. Okay, let's one concern out of the way. Let's get on to the rest of the concerns. Without further ado, on with the review.
Oh no! It's April! Please, don't hurt me!
Have you ever even gazed into those eyes?
Don't go Ultima on me, please. You're on with red eyes right now. Also, this is interesting. I guess it's like meant to be like a flat, like a soundscape or a dream sequence of some kind. But this is it's very pleasant atmosphere behind the dream sequence. I remember there was a joke in the Nostalgia Critics Man of Steel review that was about how in like the holodeck sequence in that movie, where they're trying to convince Superman to join their side, and they're saying, well, what about the people of Earth? Well, the foundation must be built on something, and then they have like skulls, and he's like burying himself into them. Not the way to convince somebody who has grown up with these people that you are, intending to massacre to join your side. So the joke in that review was that they actually just put like the wrong program. It's like, no, don't put the skull program in, put in the happy program, the happy program. And it changes to like the most generic, like, you know, like rainbow, like Darwin from Gumball happy place backgrounds that you can imagine. And it's like, well, in this case, I think the reverse has happened. They put in the happy program by accident. They meant they want the skulls. They need the skulls in this episode. They just switch with the Kryptonians. Someone contact Zod for them.
She may look all pretty and act all nice, but her heart's as black as the night sky.
Seen here, not black, but definitely the night sky.
And here I thought you'd be good for the team. Guess I was wrong, huh? Can't have someone like you messing up everything.
April, I said I wouldn't cry, but did you really?
Why does this seem like one of the like Cloud Tower scenes from Winx Club as a soundtrack? Did she just like fall in bed like? Boom! Oh my goodness! You know, it is always nice to like to hear like whenever like there's like an in sync moment with music, because that's one of like the ways that animation started. It is nice to see that, you know, even 100 years down the line, people are still doing that. Anyway.
No, April, just no.
No, April, just no.
It was just a toy. No need to get so worked up over it.
Yeah, so this is one thing actually we don't like if people haven't seen the donor, they wouldn't know about the toy yet. I don't think that's been addressed in the episodes unless I forgot in episode 2, but I think it hasn't been addressed yet. Which is interesting because that means that we're trying to go for like a build up as to why something happened rather than like making it like part of the initial like narration backstory style. We're going with the mystery aspect, which I do appreciate. It just, you know, obviously we have seen the donor, so we know what actually happened, but I guess they haven't changed that part. All right, then. I wish I could get out of bed like that. She's soared. She's got a bouncy mattress. There you go. He flies. Ah, yes. Time to start the day. Good morning. Good morning. Anyway.
No. You know what? I'm ending this.
Ah, yes. The intro. This is the real version, is what you were saying before of who everyone is. It's still way too quick, but I love the stylistic choice of this. And now we've gone into something else. Okay. I've already forgotten half of the cast names. And I just saw them. Yep. Created by Toy. Oh, okay. The toy was actually a figurine of WizGaming, now available on Teespring. I don't know, not Teespring. That's for clothing. Never mind.
Yeah?
I have to say, you're quite a bit dreary today. Has anything significant happened?
Yes, in the last episode, she was told that she would be like dropped off and picked up from school, right? So how come she's still walking to school with Harmony? Unless it was just being picked up, but it kind of seemed like the chauffeur was outside for her. So if that was even like need to be announced, it would have been that she got dropped off as well. Did she sneak out before the chauffeur showed up? Was that an option?
Not really. I guess I've just come to an important decision.
Oh, splendid. Well, do tell. I'm sure I speak for the both of us when I say that Jake and I are just dying to know.
Well,
Interesting that this dialogue seemed like very fancy today. You know, it's this WizGaming writes teenagers the way that I write teenagers, so I'm glad I'm not alone in this regard.
how should I say this? To put it simply, I'm gonna make amends.
Oh.
Did her face just shrink? Wait a second. Let me go back.
To put it simply,
Oh yeah, no, yeah, her eyes. Look at her eyes.
I'm gonna make amends.
Your eyes are suddenly pushing against your nose bridge.
Oh, I see. So, you're going to apologize to somebody? Who?
Well...
Okay, another thing. This is something that I told Aiden with Fallen Angels, because it's actually where I first noticed this thing happening. That if you leave pauses in voice lines, which by the way I do recommend doing, because I know that the opposite thing is that people tend to like remove them and then like splice the dialogue too close together. And when you know there's a lot to be done in silence. However, problem with doing that is that you end up with a character, if you don't account for that in the animation, and you don't have like them closing their mouth and opening their mouth repeatedly, you end up with well, the thing about that is you don't want to have that situation. The way to do this without like, you know, destroying your mental health with different screenshots is just take a screenshot with like like a screen record in this case. Take a screen capture with the moving mouth and then without the moving mouth in the same pose. Unless you want to change the pose, which is also great. But you know, but then you can go back and forth between those two and just keep copy pasting them and like, you know, trimming them down. That's how I do it. Yeah, see, and he entered way too soon. If you want to have a pause between them, make sure that no one is speaking during that time, and then start the line. Although it did seem like he was trying to interrupt her, so maybe his line should have started earlier in this case.
Dude, just let it be. April's obviously uncomfortable.
I hadn't noticed.
And again, she started nodding before she actually heard the line itself. This is actually another very common editing mistake, by the way. I'm rapid firing these today. I'm in there. No, so one thing that happens a lot. I see this a lot in Pop's media as well, by the way. That the characters will react to things as they're going on, but they react like during the line itself rather than afterwards. So you'll have somebody like in this case agreeing to a statement without hearing the statement first. You know, acting as reacting, but, you know, not, you know, pre-acting, I guess. There you go. You know, like I'm going go, no idea what triggered it. Maybe it was the fancy dialogue, you never know. Oh yes, absolutely dying to know. Rather.
Looks like I'm the one apologizing to you, April.
Guess so.
Yeah, see, look how long she was mouthing for with nothing happening.
Good
Although I do appreciate a good walk and talk scene, you know.
morning, students.
Not enough of those.
I have such good news for you.
Yes, okay, right there, that was a good example, by the way, of the ooh, like in that like mouth movement there. Perfect. That's how to do it in that situation, you know, coming out of it.
Today.
Yeesh, she's an...
Did the teacher get pushed over by the frame? Okay, another thing, I guess. The way I would have done this is pre-render the teacher into the scene, then move the entire camera over. Because I've done my fair share of split screen over the years, you know. that was like my coup de grace, so to speak, when it came to like editing techniques from 2019. So yeah, pre-render the scene, then like move everything rather than just the person, because you know the whatever happens in the void aside from the camera doesn't matter. You know, that's all we need to see is here. So yeah.
Good mood today.
You bet I am. Well,
You bet I am. I just gave myself the world's worst friction burns on my feet, but there you go.
should I say this? Oh, I just can't keep you
I'm jumping because my feet are burning right now. They're on fire. My shoes have caught fire.
waiting like this. A singing competition has come to town.
Yay!
Seriously? Wait, how did I not know about this?
Whoa, seriously? How did I not know about this? If she's meant to be excited about this, a little bit more enthusiasm would have gone a long way. Absolutely.
I'm literally following every big scene corporation on Instagram.
I mean, it could be not a big seeing corporation. Those do in fact
And
happen.
they've like posted about it.
That's the thing, kids. Get this. Hale Incorporated is going to be hosting a live audience
Again, Hale Incorporated implies big corporation, but Incorporated can be any corporation, so it doesn't.
and
Yeah.
recorded voice battle. Voice for Hope.
What's more is that our school will be going against Saint Heroes.
Okay, yeah, I get you know, this, to be honest, seeming less charitable. I thought we were going to go with, like, a charity event. That's why it was like maybe like a local company of some kind. But this does seem like it's meant to be like a big major thing, you know, akin to how it works in like most you know, media post 90s, I guess.
I can't wait to see their faces when we finally beat them.
You mean this has happened before? If this is is this a regular event, or do you mean like beat them as in like you compete against them all the time because they're like your big rival schools who have like sports and stuff against them? Because if it's the former, then no one should be surprised by the competition happening. Least of all the person following all the companies on social media.
Miss Russo?
Yeah, it definitely does seem like Clivesdale. Yeah.
What gives you so much confidence that we're gonna win? We don't exactly have the best record.
Ah, but you see, we have a secret weapon this time. The main character.
Potato, potato. Don't worry. I have faith
Oh, I like seeing that being captioned.
in you, unlike 20 untalented classes of children that came before. And besides, don't
But you haven't heard them sing yet. I mean, it's good to have the confidence and make this claim, but, you know, at least hear people first.
worry. I have
Like, I can absolutely endorse you know the school that I work at, and they, you know what, like as far as like their talent goes, because I have heard and, you know, like performed alongside the talent. Anyway,
the perfect motivator for you all.
Unless it's cold hard cash, count me out.
Well, the winner does get 10% of the funds raised by the program.
so is it a fundraiser? Was it a fundraiser for the company? Again, the way that it sounds, but yeah.
But I was
This is the part that obviously WizGaming said this was exaggerated to get people to take part in, I guess, which basically means this is a bold-faced lie. And good thing this wasn't told in any official setting, or that could get her in some serious trouble.
gonna say I'm making this a mandatory assignment for the year.
Wait, if it's a mandatory assignment, why would you need someone to get excited for it? You could just force them to join. Like, that was the whole thing, right? She was getting people like oh, look at here, exaggerating to get them to join the competition. If it's mandatory, you don't have to get them to join. You could just tell them to join. Yeah, it's fraud, but it's useless fraud. That's even worse than regular fraud.
On second thought, I'm in.
So, do I have all your cooperation?
I mean, you kind of have to if it's mandatory.
I'll take that as a yes. Now, get to practicing. We only have 2 weeks before the auditions, and none of you are gonna magically improve, unless you're Charles. No offense, but you kinda creep me out.
And therefore you have more potential to magically improve on account of your creepiness? What are you trying to say, Miss Russo?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, fine. I guess if it's like stylistic, like if it's meant to be a case of, okay, fine, the camera is a character. All right, fine. The sound effect convinced me. I'm sold on this now. Never mind.
I'm not participating anyways.
You're talking about, though.
Wait, Miss Russo?
It's less funny the second time, but, you know, we've got this. These are people that dubbed Fartnado, so we know that they like to ram a joke to it until it's no longer funny.
What about our academic classes today? Not that I'm complaining.
You're like Summer Hathaway from School of Rock. It's gonna be graded.
This sounds extraordinarily amusing.
I can't believe I didn't get a chance to talk to Rose.
Okay, sorry. I just like check it. I just paused it because I was like, wait a minute, is this out of sync? For me, it's out. Hello, everyone. I haven't changed my profile picture yet. Okay, we're back now. Again, if there are any issues for any Volv watchers out there, if you want to see the version that's in sync, link in the description.
Was in class today. Why is
Jacob, come back. Your face can be 1, 2, see.
is this so hard? Did we seriously have to spend the entire day singing some random song Miss Russo fangirls over?
But she didn't tell you what song you were singing, so presumably you had a free choice to pick a song. Did she have a list? Because that wasn't covered in class.
I can't lie though, it was pretty catchy. How does it go again?
By the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will
And people thought the Music Freaks was the first. Anyway.
never be enough. Never be enough.
I don't know if this is an I think I've heard this song before, so I'm not sure if it's like an original one. I don't know how much like credit to give this. I have to look in the description for this, like the actual description. She's fighting the Mike Peaks. Oh, she has good riff control, but she's fighting the Mike Peaks. Yeah, so that's how you can tell that this is the actual voice actor doing things. So again, you like I at least have to give props for that. You know, like I said with Glamwitch Academy particularly. Even though that one was definitely a case of Mike Peaks. You want like Mike Peaks, go to Glamwitch Academy. Oh, no, that is the link for the review, not for the original episode. That was my bad. Let's have say the word Glamwitch Academy twice. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, premiere July 2020. Oh, this was after Music Freaks. Okay. Let's see. Also, blah, 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 blah. Is there anything in here? What songs? Da, 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 da. Nope, doesn't say anything about the songs, so I don't know. His eyes sounded at the Jacobs. maybe this VA has the same mic settings you do.
Towers of gold are still too little.
Oh wait, this is a group song now? Okay. Okay, Harmony is out of sync with everyone else. Like, she needs to, like, have shuffled over a little bit. Trust me, I understand the pain, because I recently synced myself up to myself 10 times. So, I get it. Just a heads up. My effing ears, Gricko. It's out of sync. And also they should have been told how long to hold the notes as well. That's the thing. If you're gonna like direct like music, make sure people like, oh, you know, you don't. If someone they record first holds it for too long for longer, and then no one doesn't, then make sure this. My recommendation is that the second person direct them accordingly, unless you wanted the held note to be or non-held note to begin with. But yeah, what is my technique for doing covers? Why would you have to sync when you're listening to the song as you're recording it? Oh, because Audacity, the Audacity delays the audio when it's being recorded. So even if I listen back to it, I then have to move it slightly to make sure it's back in sync with where it was originally. So everything is in time because I'm hearing it in time. But then for the next person, yeah. So that's why. That's what I meant. Yeah, you're right. Under normal circumstances, that would not be necessary. Under these circumstances, I don't know what they did here, because most of them I would think would be the same. But I guess if they, I guess in their case, their lines probably were sent a cappella so they could be synced up with the piano track. So they probably had a similar thing that I did. Never. Yep, I've heard this song before. Okay. Yeah, I know it's copyrighted because I've heard it before. It can't. Some of this can't be helped. If I'm going to review the vocal performance, I need to hear the song. You know, I actually do appreciate the harmonizing a little bit. I think it is just a case of like, you know, all the girls in the same octave, all the boys are. But maybe I'm trying to like hear a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, it is the same. All right, fair enough. Also, Aiden, I sent you the link in preparation for right now, so I think you should have it, right? Did I not do that? Let me check. Oh no, I didn't do that. Sorry. Okay. Let me get you in here. All right, there we go. All right. That was only 5 people, so I assume that there are different like class groups that will have different songs, and they will all and they'll have like multiple entries. I would hope so, because otherwise it could be very boring to have one act versus one other act for this entire like concert venue. You need like multiple ones for that to really be sustainable. And obviously to not, not to undercut the songs for the sake of time. Alpha Sisters. Anyway, Aiden's here.
Hi. Also, real quick about your video, the latest Half Million video, we have hit 500 views on it, guys! 500!
Yeah, I actually talked about this in Walking Wednesday. So yes, like it's I think that one is definitely the best received one. It's not the best performed one out of the ones we've done recently, because that would still go to the Reese song, because that's 589.
Yeah.
But in comparison, that video has 1 comment, yours, and the latest one has 17. Again, half of them me replying to people, but that's solid.
Hey, that still boosts comments. It still boosts the engagement. That's all that matters.
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, like I think like a good reason why The Truth About Travis ended up performing as well as it did is because I kept going back to that video and replying to the comments all the time. And the same we said for our what ifs on the Butter Bunch.
Very impressive, April. If at one point back then you never expressed an interest in singing before, I don't doubt that you've been put in lessons years ago.
Yeah, I mean that's great for her. I mean, for us, we heard everyone at the same time, which does suggest that we're going to have to hear something else for the performance, or we're going to skip the performance, which I'm really hoping we don't do.
What do you mean? It's a musical series. Of course, we gotta skip the actual performance that we're trying to do. Obviously,
this isn't a musical series. This is the first music. What you just heard here was the first song number they've done.
Really, dang.
But I'm just
well, because today is about a singing competition, so I'm guessing they pulled that out for this episode.
practicing something I learned in class today. I'm going to.
Yeah, it probably sounded worse in universe because obviously not everyone was there singing long distance.
To go to my room now. Please alert me when dinner is ready. Thank you.
Why is she so shocked? What was that face?
No clue.
Oh, and now the song is still playing.
Who would have thought school would be so tiring? Definitely not what I expected when I signed
A reminder that this character only recently started going to public school.
up.
Nope. Wait, hold on. Auditions? Wait, what do you mean auditions? This was a mandatory assignment that everyone is already in groups for. Who is auditioning people?
Okay, well you see, Jacob, you have to audition so you don't get a 0% on your grade. If you don't pass the auditions, you will get a 0% on your grade because you didn't participate in the assignment that we blocked you from participating in.
So
obviously, Jacob.
You need to audition to not get 0%, but if you fail the audition, you get 0%.
Yeah, exactly. But you still get grade on the performance, obviously, once you get in if you pass the auditions. Because, obviously this makes the most amount of sense. This makes total sense, Jacob. I don't understand how this can make no sense at all. I don't understand that.
I talked about the most botched project I've been a part of in the last probably 5 years or so, being which is one that was one for submissions for the welding class. It was a film project that we couldn't put together because they changed the date of when it was due to a lot earlier, so it ended up being very segmented and not directed, and people multi-rolled. It was a whole mess. Even that is better than how this is structured.
Looks like it's the day of the auditions. Whoop-de-doo.
Get out of bed, move it.
Onto the bus, students.
That's
We're
a
about to be
realistic
late.
looking bus.
And you better
Dang.
A little bit, yeah.
Isn't there
Aside,
a bu-
aside from the
isn't
fact
there,
that it's like, aside from
a
that it's
bus?
really small, those characters would not fit in there. Their heads alone would not get through the door.
Step on the gas pedal.
I put my foot on the gas. Anyway.
Ugh, yuck. Is this seriously the best bus this stupid school could afford?
It's a standard school bus.
It's well, it's not standard size. They
Okay.
definitely cut some corners.
Okay, you know, it's a bit of a it's a miniature one.
This is the school bus equivalent of a clown car.
Oh god. You know what? Clown car bus idea, okay. No wait, that's how people get to clown college. That's how you get to clown college, by getting in the clown car. Oh my god!
Bring back memories. Right down to the greased up goblins of Fresh Week.
God.
There's now a bus you'll not be getting on. Enjoy the principal's office. Well, see, problem is it's mandatory. Also, hold on. They're traveling in order to go to the auditions. Normally, the auditions for any competition would be hosted like at the school itself, so that then you would then send the people who pass the auditions to the competition venue. You're telling me that not only do they audition for a mandatory assignment, but they also travel to the venue to audition for the assignment, whether or not they get in or not,
Also,
and then I guess come back and then go to the same venue a different day?
Also,
Do they have an off-campus auditorium that they use?
Also, in this case, you have to. In this case, you would have to sign like a permission slip or something to go there too. So
I
if a
assume
kid,
that happened off screen.
So if a kid doesn't get his permission slip signed, they're just getting a 0 because they can't take the bus to do their assignment.
This
is horribly set up.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, and I assume the permission happened off screen, but yeah, you are right. Like for the choir competition that I was a part of, all the students had to sign permission slips. Like, yeah, or not them, their parents had to. Anyway, you got the idea.
This is
Now
all
stop moving
horribly
your
set
mouth
up.
and start moving those legs. Go!
You sound so excited. I can definitely buy the excitement from this character. Go! Did you see the bus fade with the character still walking inside?
Listen, the clown car did not work as function, okay, Jacob? The clown car did not work as function.
Harry Potter would protest the fairness of... Yeah, imagine if Hogsmeade were a graded assignment. Yeah, no, that would not...
Harmony, Mum's told you so many times.
And now the bus is going as slowly as humanly possible.
Wait,
because
isn't that also a different bus? Because that bus look, compared to the other bus, A looks a bit different. Also, A looks a lot grimier.
maybe that's why there were so many complaints. We didn't see the other side, but this is like the mirrored version. On the other side, there was this stain the whole time.
Oh my god.
Anyways, we are now traveling at 1.5 miles per hour. We will be there in 6 days. So in between that time, let's sing some songs. The wheels on the bus go.
Wait a minute. If they're there in 6 days, the auditions aren't gonna last 6 days. Not to mention, imagine their assignments to do in less than 6 days.
Nah,
it's like you all get zeros. You all get zeros. You didn't even do that.
Proceed with caution. Okay, in no part of my driving exam did they ever say reduce speed to 1 mile per hour when going over crosswalks.
No. It's reduced speed to 0.1 mile per hour, not 1 mile an hour. 0.1 mile per hour.
Oh, that's why I failed the first time. It actually wasn't.
Oh,
yeah. See, that car got the understood. Yeah.
She's not here now, is she?
Why is that?
I look at like the movement lines as well. Like the speed wavy lines you get in animation
Jacob,
are going crazy.
Why does this look like the battle bus from Fortnite?
I don't know. But I mean, isn't the battle bus a flying device?
Yeah, but it looks like they just took the battle bus part and just chopped it. I don't think it's that, but it looks like that.
Yeah, I don't think the battle bus has wheels on account of it flies, but I don't. Yeah. What if a Mark 10 child comes crashing in? Then I'm the one who's going to die, not the child.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, Jimissa26 here, and I'm on my way to a huge audition. Make sure to watch Voice for Hope when it airs, because your girl's gonna be winning this thing.
Oh.
Hola, Dora.
Hey! Hello, Dora. What are you doing here? Why is Dora here? Girl.
I would have designed her in Gacha, but fair enough.
Crystal? Who are you?
Isn't the battle bus blue? I assume that in different like chapters or seasons they might have changed the color for it. I don't know. I don't know about Fortnite.
Talking to
Fortnite.
She's live streaming right now.
Why are you live? Oh, that's a real word. That's a.
They're really emphasizing how slow this bus is right now.
Wow, we went to
and
another
now-
school to do auditions. We went to a whole another school to do auditions.
I guess this is Saint Heroes, maybe.
Come along now, but feel free to linger and admire those amazing wall prints if you.
We don't have time. You took 6
Walprin?
hours to get here.
No, we can't be late.
What?
Miss Russo?
Again, look how long she was like moving her mouth for. Need like a different frame
Where
or
are we
something.
even going?
Well, if you had eyes, you'd look at the sign that points in our direction.
What?
Ah, yes, the sign that you emphasize and zoom into, but there's no customization involved.
Look
Okay.
at the gold paint on those edges.
But you were walking in the opposite direction. Why'd you go off that way?
What? I hate
This
this.
is hopeless.
Yeah. No. Remember, everyone. An effort was made. The important thing is that Wiz tried. Okay. You know.
The
Most effort put
effort
into a video.
was made. Okay, that's all that matters. You know, you tried.
Mm-hmm.
Guys? What the heck?
This is the worst chaperone I've ever seen.
Oh.
One, with the amount of kids here, you should at least have 2 to 3 chaperones. Because, you know, you can't, because one person can't keep track of like 15 kids. Or at least on a field trip wise.
Yeah, it depends on the age group, because sometimes if they're a certain age group, they are allowed to like go off as they're like, you know, remember the buddy system, of course, Unisanus and all
True,
that.
yeah.
But aside from that, yeah, I don't actually, I don't remember what age groups we actually are, so
she
I
doesn't
don't know.
seem very responsible though. She seems kind of fluttery. She just keeps bouncing around. Like this girl, I don't know why'd you put her in charge of this many kids.
How come you're not gaping?
She's
around
gonna
with
lose
silver
half of
flicks on the
them.
floor?
Honestly, they're not that impressive. If you want to see something really awesome,
What's that
you
face?
should come visit.
They're not that impressive. Nani? How dare you say they're not that impressive?
Okay, then.
I was about to invite you to my humble abode, but I decided not to. You're not worth it.
Sheesh, the people here are getting weirder and weirder.
Did I come out because there's some like bags under her eyes, as if, you know, like now she's super tired. She wasted all her energy yesterday with like springing out of bed the way that she did. She's gonna have to do a Billie Eilish song to account for that.
Guys, remember, an effort was made.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start doing that whenever there's like a character's opening mouth until they start talking.
Audition students of Orchid High. I'm
Oh, Orchid High. I forgot that's the first time we mentioned the school name. I approve of this name.
sure you're all
Oh,
bubbling
God.
with curiosity right
Oh,
now. So I'll
speaking of Orchid, tomorrow at 5 o'clock EST on the Butter Bunch, we will be having the
5
next
o'clock
episode.
can come soon enough.
The next episode
5
of
o'clock
Mysteries
can
of
come soon-
Occulta. Check it out on
Yeah.
the Butter Bunch channel.
Yeah,
And
5
this
o'clock
one-
his time. Yeah.
Yeah, EST.
Sure.
Yes.
To leave you with satisfying answers. Any questions?
How much do those speakers cost?
What speakers? At least have the prop. Like, this is a custom background. If you can put custom background, you can put props in.
Oh, well, they're state-of-the-art Hyperion speakers.
Do I look?
You mean Hyrulon?
Hyperion, of course. Yes.
Like
Oh,
I'm
God,
Harmony?
Sarah had to do
I don't
it.
fill my brain with useless knowledge, so just give
Does this character know who Harmony is?
me the numbers.
$34,051 for a set. Now, any questions about
Well, I mean, I guess we're not gonna get. That's why I need the funds.
Competition.
Also, by the way, I hate his sleeves. His sleeves are camo, but his jacket isn't camo, and the sleeves are meant to go with the jacket because they're both black.
Aiden's referring to Charles right now, not the character who's speaking.
Oh yeah, I don't know their names. Ultimately,
Well, no, it's just because I was talking about like this character here who doesn't know. I said, does this character know who Harmony is? Referring to Mustache Man, and then you said a comment about Charles and his camo sleeves. So I was just
wait a minute. Also, you know what annoys me about Mustache Man's design now? His mustache is black. His hair is brown.
That has been known to happen occasionally.
It can happen, but it doesn't look very good in animation. Make them the same
We'll just
color.
give you the basic summary,
God.
then you can pair up and head to the audition rooms. Anyways, Sing for Hope will be a charity event hosted by Hale
So it is a charity event. Okay.
Incorporated. I'll turn the microphone over to Mr. Hale himself for an explanation of how it's going to work.
Hello, children. Firstly,
hello there, children. He just becomes chef.
I'm sorry to inform you that only 3 of you are going to pass the auditions and move on to the actual
Only 3 of you will be actually properly graded. The rest of you are getting zeros. Zeros, I say.
Well, I guess. Wait, hold on. If it's only 3, I guess they all just practice the same song. But hold on. Wait. No. Hold on a second. Does he mean like 3 entries or 3 people? Because if they practice in a group, they should count as 1 entry. Because like, all 5 people who signed the Never song from before.
You see, if there's a group of 3 people, only that group will get to move forward. But if there's a group of 5, I'm sorry, the 2 weak links are gonna have to go. The 2 weak links are gonna have to skedaddle.
if they wanted a good use of a song that everyone was going to sing, you know something that actually like did that idea well and tied it into the auditions. Pitch Perfect. In the first movie, they gave everyone the same song, Since You've Been Gone, and all of the applicants, bar 1, ended up doing that, and they compiled that into a montage of all the different auditions happening at different times. Now, in universe, that would have been incredibly boring to watch the same audition multiple times from all these different people. I don't know, so they would have been bored out of their minds by the time they got to Becca's performance. But aside from that, it was very well put together as a montage. That's how I would have done the Never song. You want to like have everyone singing at once, and also kept the idea of them being like split screened because they wouldn't be singing together, so you have an excuse to use that effect. It also wouldn't have looked so weird just like doing that randomly inside like the inside of her house before. But
Jacob, remember, an effort was made.
An effort was made, sure.
Remember that.
This happens a lot in other gachas. Like, yes, you can see the effort behind certain things, but I question the judgment of why the effort was applied in certain cases.
The effort was.
This is one of them.
The effort was.
Or not while the effort was applied. Why it was applied in the way that it was applied. I'll clarify that. Yeah.
I mean, and like
4 months.
Well, I guess.
By the way, haven't we been like?
You're not getting a grade for 4 months? Maybe they're grading based off the fact if you do the audition, but at the same time, I don't know. This is weird.
Maybe they'll have a chance to recover. Yeah.
You will be performing.
Or it's essentially extra credits. What they're doing right now.
I mean, extra credit isn't bad. It's like what I said this at the talent show for Not Your Average Girl. I don't think the whole class should be required to do the talent show. It would be good extra credit, but they shouldn't be required. They shouldn't be graded off their talent show. That's stupid.
You asked that's especially 4 months. You know what? It reminds me of my first ever public YouTube video. 4 hours, you sleepyhead. Anyway,
in front of a live audience.
Oh, that's
who will
cute.
all have paid for tickets. Cameras
wow.
will be streaming the performances onto television.
Yeah, this is all for a grade. No pressure, though. You're gonna be on television. You're gonna be on a stage. No pressure,
Let me explain the format. You'll be put on a stage in front of an audience that have paid to see you. They have paid these things called tickets. Cameras will be streaming them onto a television. A television is a box set with a glass screen that images are projected onto. I know, very exciting.
Where viewers will have a chance to donate to our cause.
They donate with money.
Our goal is
and the
500
money it has certain values depending on the kind of money you're giving and the amount you're giving.
$100,000.
You know, there's actually like a Billy Connolly stand-ups routine where he does like go into that where he says like yeah, have you because he's doing it in front of like a bunch of other celebrities, and some of them were weather reporters, and he talks like how weather reporters actually like are really condescending. So it was just like have you ever realized that you go this is the sun and this is the continent you're living. He's Scottish, by the way. Like that was his whole. It's like, yeah, I can see what he means.
And we will be donating 75% of these funds to Horace Rivera's.
Only 75%. How much?
I assume again, other stuff is going. Yeah.
15% of the gathered money.
I was about to be like, out of all this money, we're donating 75% to somewhere, and we are keeping the other 25%. It's our money now.
They're keeping 15%. There's an extra 10%, which is supposedly for the winners.
By our business, while the remaining 10% will be split between the winner of the contest and their school.
Right. So that's why they said here that Miss Russo was exaggerating when 10% of the funds would go to the winner. Right. Now I understand that. You could say, I mean, that she meant like the winning school, but yeah, that is definitely misleading on her part.
If they're splitting 10%, wouldn't it be they're getting the winner's getting 5% of the funds, and the school's getting 5%.
The other 5. Yes, that is.
You could break down those numbers. Though, why not just say the winner gets 5% of the funds and the school gets 5% of the funds? Wouldn't that make more sense?
Because Miss Russo wanted to get everyone to join the competition that was mandatory anyway.
But Miss Russo wasn't saying this. This is someone else doing the exposition dump.
No, Miss Russo said 10% of the funds would go to people before this exposition dump.
Oh.
That's where the inconsistency comes in.
Yeah, I Faye.
You weren't there for that bit, but yeah, that is why it's inconsistent.
Because
the numbers add up if you think about it from like what they did just now.
But remember, Jacob, the effort was made.
Yes.
Just quoting.
Please take a moment to acknowledge the judges who will be deciding who to admit into the competition today.
Please have one of them be a Simon Cowell ripoff.
As well,
it's Raw. Wrong person, but you know. Gordon Ramsay, but it's Raw. Your performance, it's Raw.
Admittedly, a Gordon Ramsay ripoff for yeah, not a bad idea.
That actually be pretty funny. Future idea. Oh. What?
Oh, one that was called Aiden with an E. I guess the other one doesn't get introduction. Okay.
Why did they put it on screen though? They was same background. Oh god, they just like the characters like went down to the underworld. The others came up from the underworld. Oh my god.
You missed this before, Aiden. Actually, they did a split screen earlier, and Miss Russo was actually like being like shuffled around and like battered around by the split screen. So I guess you could say it's the style.
The
also,
camera.
to Arya Nova
the camera is abusing them. I see how it is.
Essentially,
split into pairs and file into your separate.
So wait, they really went to the underworld. Dang!
Wait, split into pairs. There was an entry of 5 people before. Why are they splitting into pairs? And do they have to choose an audition room? But
you can only like admit 3 people. I thought, therefore, you can't split into pairs unless
if it's unless it is 3 entries.
That exposition wasn't very clear.
Oh gosh, Jake and Harmony are already together. Who do I choose now? Yeah.
I wonder, maybe the person who's staring directly at you.
Passive-aggressive. Wait, huh? He seems pretty chill.
Good chance to have a new person be involved.
Hey.
I say new person, they're in the intro, but yeah, again, the intro was too fast, I forgot.
Do you have a partner yet?
Oh, nope. I was gonna go ask Mark. Unless you wanted to ask me.
It's fine if you want to be with him. I'll just...
Nope. Come on, we're going.
Okay. By the way, this is my nightmare. When the teachers would be like, get into pairs, get into groups. I hated it. No one ever picked me. I was sad. High school and middle school, even elementary school, Aiden had a lot of issues. Okay.
Yeah, for me, it depended. For sports, no one wanted to go with me for obvious reasons. For artistic stuff like this, absolutely, it was the complete opposite.
Jacob, I would pick you to be a part of my dodgeball team, or whatever sports we were doing at the time. I'd pick you.
I wouldn't advise it. I'm at a disadvantage here.
I believe in you. Don't worry. I'm very bad at sports.
All right. I'm bad at sports and also too large for dodgeball. Anyway.
You're also a tree.
Yes.
Recording studio. I'm Amy. You two
That table is too big. That table needs to be shrunk a little bit.
I'm April.
My name's James.
I brought down.
I'm assuming you want to record a video for your auditions?
Wait, we're recording a video? I thought these were live. I thought these were live auditions. We're doing audition tapes. This wasn't explained in This wasn't explained in exposition. Why? Why? An effort was made.
So they're doing. So they had to go to a location to film video auditions for the judges rather than filming auditions at a different spot and then sending them into the judges, which would have saved everyone a lot of time.
You know, we couldn't have set this up in the theater room or in the gymnasium at your school. No. We had to go to the second location to film your videos. Of course, because that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. This is going to sound very rich coming from me specifically, but there is a difference between working hard and working smart. An effort was made with this. Like, yes, you had a lot of effort was required to put into, the school bus scene, to I guess, like, transporting them over, to showing off the venue, getting the backgrounds involved, having the recording studio, introducing all these different characters involved for this one plot line, setting up the percentages, having the visual behind the and all that stuff. About half of what I just listed, basically, could have been cut entirely, saving the time, and then you can actually focus on what you actually would need in this situation, and just have them send in video auditions, which would then free up more time for the actual interviews. Because bear in mind, we are about 4/5 of the way through this video right now. We are not going to get to the actual competition today, and we could have done.
But Jacob, remember, an effort was made.
Yes,
they tried really hard. They tried really hard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hate this.
They tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, half of it was pointless. Doesn't even rhyme.
Wouldn't be here. Well, step right up to the green screen. I'll show you how it works. Does any one of you guys want?
Everyone knows how a green screen works. They don't need to know how the green screen works. That's for the editing team. Are you gonna have to them chroma key themselves? Also, that guy's wearing green. Good luck with that. Oh, okay. I guess never mind. They're just. I guess they have the world's best chroma key technology, breaking through the industry.
And also, these are. Wait, the girl who was filming the auditions is participating in their auditions?
Well, I mean, this is a photo shoot, so I'm guessing this is just a demo of how the green screen works. And
they're
then
doing headshots for this.
By the way, another thing that they
school play or competition.
Another thing that they didn't think of, I guess, because they all had the same song to rehearse. Maybe it's a little bit better, but they haven't had any time to prepare together. They just got into pairs right now. I thought they're getting pairs like prepared like they were in their audition rooms, but if they're pairs up for the audition specifically, they've had no prep time.
Well, you know,
Batman is rolling right now.
It's the magic of musical. Oh, what?
Nice work, guys. You can go wait in the cafeteria while I send the
No,
videos
it's just
over to
headshots.
What videos? You took photos. There is a very clear difference.
No. It was definitely videos for this very intense audition that they showed all their skills in those videos that we just saw.
This series has moving mouths. That requires a screen capture instead of a screenshot. Well, as screen record. There is no way that a gacha tuber using moving mouths can get confused between video and photo.
But Jacob, you forget it. Effort was made. You forget.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. We couldn't actually. Oh.
The moment you've all been waiting for.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
I'm just waiting for this video to end.
I think it's a crash out week. It started with Stronger Than You Think. It's like one of the best videos I've seen in my life. But no, now we've
hit rock bottom. We've hit rock bottom, Jacob. I'm scared.
Who've passed?
And the students that will actually get graded.
Who've passed? What, they passed what, the photo shoot challenge?
Well, you know, we really care about appearances instead of talent, obviously.
Yeah, like how you appear to know what you're doing.
I did to admit. James, Penelope, and April.
They weren't even in pairs together. What was the criteria?
Wait, we didn't decide that.
Shh. He's right over there. We're going to have to talk to him about it later.
What? What? What?
Election?
Now, you'll be going against some of Saint Hero's students in a few months.
Yeah.
So be sure to continue practicing.
Or to begin practicing.
You're free to leave.
I mean, I'm guessing that April might not have gotten. That what you're saying was that April didn't get through because I guess her rich family bribed this owner here to announce that. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know.
So we're just gonna.
It would be a novel thing rather than like, you know, the main character being secretly like, you know, super massively talented compared to everyone else. But yeah.
I hear something.
I'm very
What was that face?
What's with his art? Oh, why is his eyes so big? What happened to his? What happened? What? I know, but their heads are normal size. Their eyes look scary, especially the guy's eyes. I think look terrifying. His art style.
The eyes almost look like they've been taken from Gacha, and the and like everything else has been drawn around them.
And also, what happened to her star necklace? Her star necklace was on her design, and now her star necklace is gone on this art.
Maybe she tucked it in a collar.
That seems like
to vote.
It does seem like an oversight, in all fairness, yes.
For her. The children, I can't blame them, since they're just for show. But I hired you specifically to help me execute this plan.
To execute people?
The children are just for show. What do you mean? The whole thing is a show.
This is your first and only warning.
When did this turn into a Sailor Moon episode?
Don't let it happen again, or worse things may fall upon you than just.
Let what happen? I'm sorry, did April's name called the Goblet of Fire or something? Is that why we're in this situation?
Oh, what?
Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Good. That being said, you know what? Goblet of Fire, but like talent show version. That would actually kind of like, that would actually be, you know, that could be something. That could be like a mini movie, I think.
Do you believe me now?
I mean, it's not hard to. All the evidence adds up.
What is happening?
All the
Jacob!
evidence adds up. A vague dialogue thing that could have been applied to a million different things. All the evidence lines up. The evidence of what? What are you investigating right now?
Why? What is?
I guess the corruption because they're like the judge. Yeah.
Exactly. We've got to let her know.
We gotta run very slowly.
I like it. Oh, I guess because they know that that April was the one that they didn't. So yeah, okay.
You know, Jacob, I've realized from watching this video makes so much sense. I mean, who wouldn't understand and follow this video? I mean, everything about it makes sense. Nothing in this video contradicts itself at all. Or it's nonsensical.
Look,
Anyway.
they had four custom prop makers, and yet the speakers were mentioned by name in the story, and yet no one made them.
I mean, obviously, all of this just makes sense, and yeah, and
Blazing farts 202. Okay.
Well, but you know, this video has proven to me effort
I
was
wonder-
made. Effort was made.
I wonder if Blazing Farts 202 has like pursued voice acting, has now gone to a different name, and is regretting this decision. I like it's Jupiter. I think I've seen that name in something else. I was just saying, you just got here. Don't pretend. Man with a mic is definitely a great name for a VA. What even is this describes this exact episode, so, you know, I get that. All right. Well, that was this episode.
It was awful.
An effort was made. An effort was made.
You know what? At least the effort was made. That's all that matters at the end of the day. You know, that's what I always think after reviewing. Effort was made.
You know, it's normally episode 4 where Gacha series like tend to crash out, but yeah, I guess we jumped the gun here a little bit. Because yeah, I mean, this definitely is a case of, you know, trying to up the ante and do something, but like not properly considering the foundations under which you're forming them. Honestly, most of the issues from this episode came from the script specifically. You know, like the acting wasn't so bad for most characters. There were a couple of unenthusiastic deliveries, but for the most part was okay. You know, the editing had a couple of issues. The speakers needed to, you know, physically exist. But I like the use of the visuals, like go along with what the description was. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Guardians to some degree in terms of like, you know, their, you know, use of like other stuff on screen rather than just the narration. The biggest visual error, of course, was the consistent opening of the mouth and like doing like sounds before the characters speak, and some occasional reactions before they should have reacted to something that hasn't happened yet.
I think when this person maybe filmed all this, they didn't have a shot where the mouth was closed, so they just add like when they started filming it, like the scene opens with the character speaking, so they didn't film it. Because like the way I film my gachas is like I always film like everyone with their mouth closed at the very beginning of a scene, and I hold that shot for like maybe a second or a half a second, and then I transition to them talking just to have an easier transition into them talking.
Okay, hold on. So first of all, yeah, like your current stuff definitely, you know, does have an example, because like, I mean, the first person I gave the advice to about mouth closing was actually you back in the day. But I'm not talking about
where do Angel comes from?
I'm not talking about the opening and closing moments of the scene, because honestly, a lot of the times you don't need to do that, and doing that for every single scene can get boring or repetitive if you know you're not careful. But what I mean is the moments where a character will open their mouth and do that before they start speaking, because there is no closed mouth, or they'll be saying something, there will be a pause, and they'll just continue.
Yeah.
That's what I'm more talking about. So it's more issues that happen in the middle that could have been fixed with, you know, a closed mouth frame that's like, you know, that's like copy and pasted in between those. Because I mean, yeah. Once you know the fix, it's relatively easy. But I guess WizGaming hadn't thought of that at the time. I know that sounds like a lot of visual errors, but honestly, that's small potatoes compared to everything to do with the scripts.
Yeah, the writing in this was atrocious.
Everything down.
Like the production, while I think it has issues, definitely think the script is where most of the major issues happen. Because like if the script is fine, if just some occasional production hiccups, that'd be one thing. But the script is awful.
Yeah, I'm guessing the whole mandatory assignment thing was an excuse to force April to take part. Although, to be honest, April wants to take part in school activities anyway. She had an inbuilt motivation to do that, so that was unnecessary. It just conflicted with a bunch of other stuff. It's a case of like you're seeking excuses for things that don't need excuses, or at the expense of other explanations that could have led to that outcome, basically. So not ideal in that sense either. But yeah, like the format of the entire of their competition seemed like it wasn't planned out at all. It's rare for a voice acted series to feel like it was an unscripted gacha video that was with the creator making it up on the spot. Like with scripts, you can go back and change things if they no longer match what you're doing, or if you're in the editing phase and there are lines are going to conflict with things, you can have a person re-record them, or you can remove the line. That would also work. We didn't need the explanation of how the competition worked necessarily on a level of the finances. So if that was an issue, or we could just take out the scene where Miss Russo says the line that's a contradiction, and then be done with it. You don't have to even do a pinned comment or anything at that point. You can keep the fundraiser aspect, because it is good to have an actual charity in the show called Charity. I'll give them that, but so yeah, I guess definitely a crash out day. It's one of those things when the creator tells you how much effort they put into a video, even if they're addressing like the of some inconsistencies, there's gonna be more. It's always like an alarm bell for me. It's like, oh, number of screenshots taken, blah blah blah, number of time taken, this and that. It's like them saying, give me credit for this, that, and the other, because you're not gonna see something good otherwise if you don't think about it from that aspect. It just doesn't seem. We're gonna crash out on Friday. Hopefully not. Although Friday, I'm gonna do Not Your Average Girl. I think we're gonna get into the crash out moments, Not Your Average Girl. So probably not.
Well, I mean, there's stuff about Not Your Average Girl that I don't know. I mean, no one seems like that finale apparently. So maybe crash out a bull.
Yeah, the finale for me was one of the weaker points when I watched it back in the day. But then again, I haven't watched it in years, so maybe I'll think differently this time. You never know.
I don't know. The out of nowhere amnesia plot isn't helping it. The out of nowhere. Yes.
But we'll get to that on Friday. So please leave a like or dislike, because your opinion matters.
And make sure you check out the Butter Bunch tomorrow at 5 for D&D Mysteries of Occulta. Yeah, Butter Bunch.
Episode 5 at 5 o'clock.
Yes,
not up soon enough. All right. And on that note, until next time, farewell.